Get that stuff out of my background. Anyway, um, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Stingray72 here with another impromptu, uncut, and raw video. What I want to talk about, ironically, I pulled this idea, if you will, about a week ago. So I've been sitting on doing this video, and here I am. I'm just chilling because that's what I do. And I hear someone, I'm on Facebook and all these social media, and they talking about tithes, and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on with tithes? And that's what my freaking video was about. It was like the reasons why, or 3 reasons why I don't prefer to go to church. So let's get into it. I pull up on, like I said, on social media, and I see all these people, tithing is trending and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, people like God now. So I look, and they're talking about how, I think creflo, I believe he was saying that all of this time that he's been leading his flock to understand one thing about tithing, whereas he believes that it's something different. Let me let you in on something. Before we go further, I was not brought up in church until I got into maybe the 10th grade in high school. And a really good friend of mine, family was heavily in the church, so we would hang out all the time, and I started going to church with them, and I thought it was nice. It was fun. There was a lot of young people there, literally like my age and stuff, and so I joined the church. I joined the choir because I love singing, and it was nice. It was cool. I really liked it, and I'm looking elsewhere because I'm pulling up notes. And it was good and everything, and I went, and like my great grandfather was the pastor of a church called First Baptist of Glenarden. And when he passed away, I was a member there, and when he passed away, I stopped going to church for a while. That was when it came into my high school years and this, that, and the other. And so I'm at this church and everything. I leave the church. I believe it was because there was a pastoral change. If I remember correctly, the pastor, one of the pastors passed away, and the next one in line, I didn't quite agree with their teachings and their techniques and their styles. And unlike school, you can change the teacher. When it's a church, you just go to another church. So that's what I did. Anyway, so fast forward to now. I'm an adult. I have my own family. My children are adults. I never forced my children to go to church. My parents never forced me to go to church. I'm glad of that. I'm really glad of that. A lot of people that I know, adults now that I know, were forced to go to church, and now they just steer clear away from it because they're old enough to make their own decisions. Whereas my situation was different. I wasn't forced, and I decided to go, albeit because it was an enjoyable experience for me. I was with my friends and everything, but I still chose to continue that on. So now the last church that I was a member of, amazing members, amazing teaching, amazing pastor, everything about that church I loved, absolutely loved. But then I moved a great distance away. So I stopped going. I was going online, and then different things happened. The church dissipated, so now it's in different branches and everything. I still keep in contact with everyone, still love them all, still family. There you go. But there are some things that, and when I say these things, from my experience, none of this happened at the church that I was a member of recently. This last church, this most recent church, none of these things happened. None of them. But I observe it with other churches, other church members, and things like that. So here are 3 reasons, and like 3 or 4 sub reasons of why I decide to do without church. 1, rules. I'm not above rules. I understand that rules are put in place for a certain reason. I completely and totally understand that. More directly, the rules of tithing. Okay. I always felt, because I know that when you hear about tithing, they say give 10% of your money and blah blah and blah. Okay, is it 10% of your money, or is it 10% of your earnings? What if you earned something that's not money? What if you earned or gained knowledge? What if you gave 10% of food? What if you gave 10% of... Do you understand what I'm saying? Why is it so imperative that it be money? And I know a lot of people like, no, I ain't going to church. I ain't giving no tithes and offerings. That preacher drive this kind of car. That preacher live in this kind of house and stuff like that. I can tell you one. I've never been a person for big churches. When I was a member of First Baptist of Glenarden, it was a smaller building. It was a more close-knit family. It wasn't the huge conglomerate that it is now. It's a corporation now. Why should a church be a corporation? Anyway, when my great-grandfather was the pastor there, it was simpler. It was, you knew everybody. It was awesome. Anyway, so a lot of people are turned away from church because of tithing. They look at what the preachers are driving, the homes they live in, and stuff like that. I do believe that being a preacher is a job. I really do believe that. And for some people, it's their full-time job. That's the only job they have. And that's fine if that's your job. But I prefer small churches. Small churches, it's more personable. I can tell you one. I can almost guarantee these big churches, a pastor don't know 10,000 members. But I know a pastor knows 10,000 bank accounts. I'm going to leave that there. But the rules of tithing have always been, I've always conflicted with that in my mind. Yes, I did tithe. Yes, I did give offerings. But my tithe didn't always come in financial ways. If somebody needed a ride and it was out of my way, I didn't mind that, because I've been in a position where I've needed a ride before, and I know it was out of someone else's way to come get me. And so in my mind, that's me giving back. People may feel otherwise, and that's fine, because church is a personal thing, should be. Tithing should be what you earn and not necessarily money. Tithing should be what you give and not necessarily money. And like I said, it could be time, it could be money, it could be food, it could be anything. It could be knowledge, whatever. Reason 2, the power of persuasion. Now, everyone wants you to believe that their religion is the best. Everyone. Christianity, we know, was given to us by this as a means of keeping us in line, if you will. But everyone feels that their religion is best. Muslims feel the same. Catholics feel the same. Buddhists, Hindu, everyone's religion is the best. Who determines whether it's the best? Just because it works for you doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for someone else. And the power of persuasion should never be towards a religion. I believe that. And I always tell people, I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. Because spirituality is something within you. Religion is something outward. That's something you do, something you practice. My opinion. Only my opinions here. That's all I can give. That's all I know. Why do you have to follow the rules of that church, of that religion? If you're forced into something, I get it. But when you're old enough to make your own decisions about church and stuff like that, I think that you really should study everything that you want to know. Don't be pigeonholed into one thing. Even in the Bible it says study to show thyself approved. So stop listening and believing what everyone else says just because they sound good when they say it. Even me. Do your own, research. Do your research. It's fine. And again, I want to reiterate, this has nothing to do with anyone else. This video is strictly my opinion. Anyway, and some preachers use the bandwagon effect. To where if they can get enough members in-house to amen, I know that's right, and high five and sounding real good and getting them real big offerings, they're going to take it outward. They're going to take it outside the building. So they're going to get everyone on the bandwagon to try to bring everyone in. And the power of persuasion is something else I'm trying to tell you. And again, I'm not trying to persuade you to do one thing or another. I'm just telling you the 3 reasons, why I stopped going into a physical building. And that's another thing. That brings me to reason 3. Church people. Church people are by far, in my opinion, the hugest hindrance to other people going to church. A great man, my husband, has said that there would be more people in church if there weren't for some church people. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. There are some people who are just so holier than thou. They get saved, or they give their life over, and they start doing all these, godly things as opposed to the worldly things they used to do. And now all of a sudden they look down on you because you've not yet made that decision. This could be friends. This could be family. When they say, come into the house of the Lord, and I get it. Okay, where 2 or more are gathered, there am I in the midst, is what it says, what Scripture says. But do we have to be in a physical building when they say God and the church is within you? What if 2 or more of us are gathered at the grocery store? Does that make the grocery store a church? Do you have to necessarily go into a building? What happened when the pandemic hit and everybody was doing church online? What happened to that building fund? But I don't know. There's so many different variables, and I feel like I'm all over the place. Even though I had these things listed right here, I feel like I'm all over the place, and I think it's because I'm trying not to step on anybody's toes. But at this point, I really don't care, because my opinions should never hurt anyone's feelings, especially if I'm only going off of my opinion. And I don't want to sound as though I'm giving a disclaimer. I probably am, but I don't want to, and I don't mean to give a disclaimer ever for my feelings. And you should never either. But church for me, it's a no, honey. I've been long enough. I've been to churches and I haven't been to a lot of churches. I'm not a church hopper. That's one thing I've never done. Like where I live now, I've been here for about 4 years, and I've not found a church in the area where I live. But I'm okay with knowing that I can just hop online and get the word if I need it. I'm okay with knowing that I have friends and family members who I can pray with, or who pray with me or for me, when I need it. I'm okay with knowing that I can just pick up my Bible and read it at any time and do my own studying. I'm okay with knowing that I still tithe even though I'm not in a physical church building. I still tithe. I still give my time. I still give financially if I can, and with stipulations or with parameters, because it's no longer just my money. I am married, so it's household money, but I still do what I can. And again, I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. So I would just offer Stop trying to force religion on people. It doesn't work. It only pushes people away. And as far as tithing, in my opinion, do your research about everything within the religion that you're trying to claim, especially tithing, because I believe that it's 10% of earnings. But again, everything you read in the Bible is all interpretation. It's in how you interpret it. And you should interpret it for your life. So when a preacher interprets it for you, that may or may not apply to you. So you may or may not be able to live off of what the preacher said. Study to show yourself approved. Tithing, do your thing. If you choose to do it, do it. If you choose to go to church, go. Whatever religion you choose, choose it. Do your studying. Don't force it on anyone else. Those are just 3 reasons, 3 of the, a lot more, 3 reasons of why church is a no for me right now, being inside the building. Does not mean I do not love God. Means that I have an issue with the industry that's called church. That's what it is. And instead of bash it, and I never would, because I've been helped by the church plenty of times. But instead of bash it, I look at it for what it is, and I step back and I let it go on. You do your thing. Again, I feel like I'm all over the place in this video, but again, that's uncut. I'm not editing anything. I'm not giving a disclaimer. It is what it is. This is Stingray 72, raw and uncut. Don't forget to check this right here. This is my husband. His name is Monday Night, and you can check him out on TikTok. You can also check us. That's us, Monray. That's our YouTube channel, where we talk about everything from race relations to love relations and everything in between. Don't forget to holla at us. New video just dropped yesterday about the Roe versus Wade. And a new video is dropping next Wednesday, where we and two other couples, family members, we discuss Black love. And don't forget, again, that's me, Stingray 72, on all platforms with the exception of Facebook. On Facebook, I am Rachel Carowell. So that's all you're getting, because that's all I got. That's my work stuff in the background. It always is. I appreciate you checking out this video. Thank you so much for my new subscribers. Thank you all to those who continue to come back and watch little old me. I appreciate you all so much. I thank you. If anybody wants to do a collab, let me know. Hit me up. I would love to. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. Really, I'm trying to get my watch time up. And I need an accountability partner, if you please. I should be able, I've been in here long enough that I know to do it on my own, but having an accountability partner is, in my opinion, a really good way to go. So if you made it this far in the video, please type bananas in the comment section. Again, I'm Stingray 72. I appreciate you showing up here. Thank you so much. Until the next video. Bye.